We hold the cards. We have objectives. Those objectives are clear. We can hold anything at issue. Anything. The United States military controls the fate of that country.
We're not giving a nuclear weapon to terrorist thugs, and we're knocking the hell out of them. Their Navy's gone, their Air Force is gone, their leaders are gone, their anti-aircraft is gone, everything's gone.
Bombers were being prepared for a combat mission to destroy Iranian missile positions. On March 20th, the British government approved the use of British-based US facilities, including Royal Air Force Station Fairford and Diego Garcia for combat operations. The work around the bombers was constant and detailed. Mechanics swarmed the 8 Pratt & Whitney TF-33 turbofan engines on each aircraft, opening the engine cowling panels and inspecting the turbine blades for cracks or foreign object damage. The B-52H can carry up to 70,000 lb of mixed weapons. For this mission, the primary munitions were 2,000 lb Mark 84 general purpose bombs, each one about 12 feet long, and AGM-86C conventional air-launched cruise missiles weighing approximately 3,150 lb each, capable of striking hardened targets from a standoff range of over 600 miles. When the aircraft was being prepared on the flight line, the 5-man crew was also getting ready. The flight to the target area in Iran would take approximately 4 hours and 30 minutes one way. When the aircraft was fully loaded and all systems checked, the order to depart was given. The B-52 taxied out slowly to the runway, lined up on the center line, and the pilots pushed all 8 throttles forward. The heavy bomber accelerated down the runway, using most of its length under the weight of a full bomb load and fuel, and lifted off into the sky. The mission plan for the B-52 crews is as follows. They take off from RAF Fairford, fly directly to Iran, and strike the assigned missile positions. After completing the strike, they do not return directly to the UK. Instead, they are to fly to Sofia Airport in Bulgaria for a refueling stop. After refueling in Sofia, they fly back to RAF Fairford. 2 B-52s flew the mission together, heading southeast across Europe and the Mediterranean directly toward Iran. When they reached the target area, the radar navigator on the lower deck took control of the weapons delivery. He confirmed the target coordinates on his screens, verified the weapon selection, and commanded the bomb bay doors to open. The rotary launcher inside the bay began spinning, bringing each weapon to the release position. Bombs and missiles dropped from the bay one after another in rapid sequence, falling toward the Iranian missile positions below. The radar navigator monitored each release, confirming separation and tracking the weapons to impact. Once the full payload was expended, the bomb bay doors closed and the aircraft turned away from the target area. The 2 B-52s followed the planned return route. Instead of flying directly back to the UK, they diverted to Sofia Airport in Bulgaria for a refueling stop. Although the B-52's fuel tanks held enough to make it back to Britain without stopping, the mission plan called for the Bulgaria stop as a precaution and to maintain operational flexibility. On landing at Fairford, the drag parachute deployed from the tail of each aircraft, a large chute that billowed out behind the bomber, rapidly reducing speed on the runway and shortening the rollout distance. Meanwhile, at an American B-52 base in the United States, another crew received a rapid briefing. An additional bomber needed to be fed across the Atlantic to RAF Fairford to continue the strike operations. The pilots reviewed the mission plan and flight route, checked the weather along the transatlantic corridor, and prepared for departure. Their aircraft was already fully serviced and waiting on the ramp, fueled, inspected and loaded with the ordnance it would carry on its first combat sortie from the British base. The B-52 taxied out and took off, heading east over the Atlantic. The pilots settled in for a long overwater crossing. Below them, on the lower deck, the navigator tracked the aircraft's position across the ocean, while the radar navigator monitored the radar for weather, and the electronic warfare officer watched the threat receivers, even over friendly airspace. This aircraft was scheduled for one aerial refueling during the crossing. Hours into the flight, a KC-135 Stratotanker appeared on the radar ahead. The pilots made radio contact with the tanker crew and began the approach. The B-52 moved in from below and behind the KC-135, closing the distance carefully until the tanker's boom operator extended the refueling boom downward. The pilot held the bomber steady in position while the boom connected to the refueling receptacle on top of the B-52's fuselage. Fuel flowed. The transfer took several minutes. Once the tanks were full, the boom disconnected. The B-52 dropped back and away from the tanker and continued on course toward England.